Greetings, grinders. It's Duckie Succumbs, aka Sean Hugitz. It's another episode of One-on-One with Duckie. So far, we've done 3 episodes. This is number 4. Everybody's been very positive, having a great time doing it. Hope you guys enjoy it. And one way to bring more people to the show is to bring the popular people, the cool kids of Roto Grinders, so to speak. And of course, early on in this series, I had to bring on my friend, my partner in Night Sweats, which doesn't sound good, but we'll go with it. Dean78904, welcome to the show.
What's going on? Where were the popular people? What made you call me at the last second?
Come on. You are very popular. People wanted me to have you on the show. You're so popular. I was saying to you earlier, I actually remember 78904 now. So that's got to count for something. I could do it in my head. There are phone numbers I don't remember.
Yeah, I just know Jenny's. That's pretty much it at this point. You don't know anybody's phone number because, it's all plugged in your. Like, if I always thought, if I get arrested, if I get thrown in jail, you get one call. I got nobody to call. Yeah. Like, I need my cell phone. Let me cheat.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, it's like I know my mom's home phone number just because it's been the same phone number for 30 years. And I think I remember my brother's cell just because it's one of those numbers that's easy to remember. After that, I don't think there's many phone numbers I remember. And I used to be one of those people that would have them all in my head and have everything. But it's a new technology has made us, I don't want to say dumber, but just in less need of memory. How about that?
Yeah, like I go to Best Buy and I want to buy a laptop and they're like, "What's your phone number?" I don't know my own phone number. I don't know. I don't call myself. Who knows?
I don't have a landline anymore. I assume you don't either, right?
I did when I was in Las Vegas. I recently moved from Las Vegas to Charleston, South Carolina. The local cable company, Cox Cable, they hooked me in, they locked me in, and they told me that if there's anybody you can't trust, look, if you could trust some people in the world, it's got to be your cable system, right? Your cable supplier.
Oh, of course.
They promised me that, adding the phone. I go, listen, I don't want the phone. I don't want it. They go, well, if you get it, you save money. And I'm like, show me the math. And then they said some kind of fuzzy math. And I wasn't really listening. I was probably watching baseball or something. And I was just like, I didn't question them. And I had a stupid landline. And I had the volume off. They go, well, what if there's a fire? Or what if you're getting robbed and your cell phone? Or what if the power's out? Like, what if anything? Like, what if the 1% scenario happens? You're going to really wish you had that landline, which you're not using. So I had one, and now I refuse to get one now.
I'm surprised that hasn't been an episode of Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead. Probably more like where people can't use cell phones because all the cell phone towers have gone out, and they don't know what to do. They can't make a phone call, that kind of thing. Or probably be more of a Fear of the Walking Dead episode.
Can't make a phone call. I don't know where to drive. I'm nothing with that by MapQuest or whatever maps, Google Maps or what they call it. I have no clue.
Yeah. Do you use the celebrity voices when you are you on Waze, for example?
No, but I'm intrigued. What are my options?
Oh well, right now it's Colonel Sanders, but they had Morgan Freeman for about a month.
Oh, I want Morgan
Freeman. Because they were promoting. Yeah, it was amazing. It was just, he'd go turn right, and I could turn right into a wall at that point. I wouldn't care because Morgan Freeman was so commanding. He made me turn right into oncoming traffic or something.
But Morgan, there's a cow pasture to my right. But I'm going for it.
Yeah, it's like, go right. Most of all, he was my friend. I can't do Morgan Freeman.
Get busy living.
I won't even try.
Get busy dying.
Yeah, no. Get busy. Most of all, I miss my friend. Okay, wait. Well, that was close. I'm getting better. It's
Say Wataneo.
Yeah, Sao Wataneo. I'd go to Sao Wataneo. I'm sure there's a lot of white guys that have gone down to Sao Wataneo.
And looking for their old black friend?
Yes, I can see a bunch of middle-aged white guys say on their bucket list, which is another Morgan Freeman movie, by the way, but we won't get into that.
Is that the topic of today's podcast? It's not Morgan Freeman. It's not Morgan Freeman movies the last 15 years. That's not the topic.
No, we're not. No. This week's is free reign. We have some topics, but I decided if it's you and I, we got to go Night Sweats technique. We got to just let it go. I mean, maybe we should talk to the people about Night Sweats. How you can vouch for this? How much do we prepare for Night Sweats?
Let's see. What time did Night Sweats go on the air?
I think it was about, would you say 7 o'clock West Coast time when you were living?
Oh yeah, it started like around halftime or so, right? Remember we used to do it for we did the entire game. We got a little loopy by the end of the game, but basically 2 minutes before, oh wait, we got to do Night Sweats. Yeah, okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. Like, what was your actual prep for Night Sweats? Like, set up, turn the laptop on, and then what else? Be yourself.
I'd get a beverage.
Sure.
I'd always have a beverage. Usually iced tea, sometimes alcohol, but usually just a glass of iced tea. And I would clear all the clothing off my leather chair because there's always like six sweaters and shirts and jackets sitting on that chair. And then I'd turn the TV to mute, which was great because usually Chris Berman was on when I did it.
Oh boy. You missed out in the fastest 3 minutes in all of sports.
Yeah, I know. There was a time when I thought Chris Berman was great. When I was 13, when it was like early 80s, all the kids in my school thought Chris Berman was the best.
Yeah.
And then he just kept telling the same jokes. It became the early 90s. Yeah, it would always be 50s, 60s, 70s rock references. And then once in a blue moon he'd try to be hip and he'd throw something in like Hootie and the Blowfish. And you just go, oh, Chris. Oh,
Birds beat home Blyleven. That was a really good one, actually.
That was a good one. I remember the White Sox had a closer named Bob James that he used to call him Bob the Car Please James. Like he was a butler. And for some reason people found that funny. I don't know. Okay, so the key point here for everybody that's listening so far.
Just say, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say briefly, the key point here that you're getting with Dean and I is there's going to be no format and no organization. It's just going to be random talking for 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm warning you in advance right now. It's going to be like one long run-on sentence with about 8,000 ellipses in there. So
do you have bullet points to say, like, I want to talk about X, Y, and Z, or it's just we're just going to go?
I'll probably jump into a couple because we did have some people suggest topics to us, and I don't want, especially Chuck, the time to give us 8 topics to go over, and I don't want to let Chuck clear down. He's a loyal fan of Night Sweats, and I don't want to be that guy that, I mean, we only have 8 people that watch the show regularly. I want to be loyal to those 8 people, so
quantity versus quality.
I will go through them. Yeah, I do first bullet point. Well, I guess we kind of loosely did some bullet points before this, but first actual bullet point we discussed before was I made a prediction of what Kobe Bryant's line is going to be on Wednesday night. Right now they're losing by 50 points, you said, to
they're down to
the Thunder.
Actually, it's officially over. It wasn't a slaughter rule. They actually played the 48 minutes, but it was 112 to 79. That's your final score. Kobe's line played 19 minutes tonight, 4 for 12, 3 for 9 from 3. But he's on the road. I think the last game, it's at home versus Utah, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes. Actually, is it Utah they're playing? Yeah, it is Utah they're playing, I think.
And head coach Byron Scott, he said something to the effect of Kobe's going to play more minutes in that game than he's played in any other previous game this entire season. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I read that 37 minutes was the most he's played the entire year. So, and we saw a couple nights ago, maybe a week ago or so, when it was the first quarter, his first run, he's sitting on the bench, and he was like mummified. He was wrapped in so much Band-Aid, he was got ice, and he was unrecognizable. So I don't know what he's going to look like after this game, but he's playing 37-plus minutes, basically. So you give me his line as far as shots.
Okay, let me see if I can find the exact line I used here.
Gonna be a lot.
Oh, okay. I'm on tweets and replies. That's why I'm not seeing it. It's just a regular tweet. I think I had 15 for 40.
Okay.
On his field goal attempts, 2 for 11 from 3, and he goes 5 for 7 from the line. So it ends up being 37 points. I gave him 3 rebounds and 1 assist, and the 1 assist is going to be totally accidental. where it's like he's triple teamed. And he's thinking about shooting, but he just goes, "Oh, I can't shoot this one," and he ends up throwing. And Nick Young hits some bizarre shot to
who's this Nick Young? I know Swaggy P. I know D'Angelo Russell. Who's Nick Young?
Oh yes, Swaggy P. Sorry, I apologize. I don't want to insult the great Nick Swaggy P.
You really have to be certain.
I think I call him Nick.
A certain level of excellence to have a nickname, right?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, you don't. Oh no, there's a lot of people that have nicknames that are awful. I mean, I can't think of one right off the top.
Can I gripe about nicknames? So they make me so angry because so many nicknames are born out of just what their last name is. Has nothing to do with their particular set of skills. Like Mean Joe Green, for example. You know, if Mean Joe
Green is clever. Mean Joe Green is clever. It has a rhythm. But I mean, if I mean, this isn't a nickname, but if your last name's Smith and they call you the Smithinator.
My point is, nobody would call him mean if his name was Joe Thompson. He would just be like,
he was mean. That's the point. He was a big, angry guy, so it worked.
You see how nice he gave that kid a Coke? He was very polite about that.
That's advertising. Don't fall for the gimmick of advertising.
Wait,
don't be that guy.
First you're telling me I can't trust Cox Communications. Now you're telling me I can't trust the Coca-Cola Company? Who can I trust?
I know. That's a good question. You can trust Donald Trump, I guess.
There you go.
He's going to make America great. We're not going to go into Trump tonight, I promise.
Over under on your Donald Trump reference, I think the under is cashed by a minute or so.
Rats.
I was heavy
on the over. I was heavy on the over, too. Oh, well. That's okay. By the way, Brandon Finnegan gave up his no-hit bid tonight.
There you go. Pour some out for him.
I think that was something. There was a little bit of... Let me
ask you a question as far as Kobe. What's the over-under as far as how far into the game will the crowd start chanting MVP? Over-under 3.5 seconds.
Opening lineup. When they announce the lineup, they're going to start. I actually, in my tweet, I wrote at the end of it, and a drunk section of Laker fans will continuously chant MVP during the game. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just, I've given up arguing with Laker fans in this town. There's no point. And they were doing the whole LeBron thing.
You were born and raised in LA, yet you don't like the Lakers, correct?
Well, first off, I wasn't born here, but I was raised here, so let's clarify that. But that's okay. Laker fans make it really easy not to like the Lakers.
Yeah, fair enough.
They really do.
And you were born around Pittsburgh, correct?
Yes, I was born near Pittsburgh, which also I'm not a Pirates. I mean, I like the Pirates, but they're not my team. I think we've gone through this whole thing on Night Sweats where I have teams from all over the world. And my NBA team is fluid right now. To be honest, I let Twitter decide my NBA team, and it was down to the Pacers and the Warriors, and I ended up with the Pacers. So I really screwed that one up. That was like 3 years ago.
You should have rigged that.
So Pacers are a good team. They're a solid team, but they're not the. I would have liked to have been on the bandwagon for that one, but I made a promise.
That's my soccer team.
Oh, you have a soccer team. I do need a soccer team. I will put this out to all the people that watch this show. Convince me on a football team.
I'm not
even going to call it.
Wait, you're not going to root for the new the LA Rams? What are they called? You're not going to root for them?
No, not NFL football. I'm talking about soccer.
Football.
Football. I have a football. I have an NFL team. That's. I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm sticking.
That's right. Yes, they're the worst.
And I actually said today I was talking to J.A. Donde to name drop right there about his NBA playoff schedule. And somewhere in the middle, I just said, if Seattle gets an expansion team, I'll make them my NBA team. And I might actually consider moving to Seattle. Oh, wow. Because I'm starting to think of places to live if I ever want to buy a house someday. And Seattle is a possibility.
Why is Seattle the conversation? And what other cities are on the on the horizon? What else is what's the Family Feud board of potential places you'd like to live?
Well, Northwest is good. I'm Portland. I like Seattle. It's, you know what it is? I was at my mom's house and she had home and garden television on, and they had that show Fixer Upper. Have you ever watched that show? Fixer Upper on?
No, but
it's actually
I
kind
can
of
imagine what it
oddly
is.
enjoyable. Yeah, it's and all these houses, they're working out of Waco, Texas, which I'm not looking to move to Waco, but it was amazing. All these houses were 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, $95,000, and I'd just be going, you can't even buy an outhouse in LA for $95,000.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
not a classy one.
Not that there are many. Yeah, not that there are many outhouses in Los Angeles, but you can't buy an Andy Gump for $95,000 if you know what an Andy Gump is. So.
I don't know what an Andy Gump is, but
you know the porta potties in California. The company that owns them is Andy Gump, and they call them Andy Gumps.
Oh boy, so, what's a bigger racket? What's the bigger racket than that? Andy Gump, whatever they're holding down there in California, or Bob and his barricades?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you go to like Coachella or something like that. You go to Lollapalooza. There's tons of those. They're making bank. They have to do the digging. They have to do the whole thing. I mean, I don't know if I'd want my name to be synonymous with.
There's all sorts of dares going on at day 3, and you've seen people like run atop the porta potties.
Yeah,
I can't get in one of those because one of your dickhead friends is going to push it over. Like that's going to happen.
It's a possibility. Yeah. Anything.
Also, Police Academy 3 or whatever. What Police Academy was that? Police Academy 2? Which one was that?
I don't remember. I can't tell you which. I know Jackass had a whole thing on tipping over porta potties.
Steve-O, I believe, was in there, and it got a bit messy, I believe.
Yeah, did they do that to Britney Spears one time? Does that ring a bell to me somehow? That Britney Spears somehow got tipped over in a porta potty.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know.
Okay, well, if somebody does know that, please let us know.
Fire that up on TMZ or something.
Yeah, I know. It just sounds like oddly familiar to me. Maybe it was like a joke or something. I mean, she might have gone on Jackass, and that might have been the thing that they had done. But yeah,
you live in the 30-mile zone, right?
The 30-mile zone?
Yeah, you live there, right? I assume you do.
What is the 30-mile zone? What?
Duckie, that's what TMZ stands for. Come on, keep up.
I did not know that. I did not know that was why it was called TMZ. I don't watch TMZ. I don't care about
TMZ either. But I don't want to see. I don't care about the Kardashians, but I can't help but see them when I go to my local grocery store. Like I have to. All of a sudden, I see circles and bumps. I don't care about these things, but they just happen to be in my face.
It's funny. I mean, honest to God, I never thought about why it was called TMZ. It never entered my. But yes, I do live in the 30-mile zone. If that's what you're doing, the 30-mile zone of LA County. Yes, I live in that zone. And going back to the original point, real estate's expensive as hell here. So.
We can talk for 30 minutes and always go back to the original point and then keep talking, and then whatever the original point was, at that point I just forgot what it was. But all right, you know what it is? Like when I'm doing these shows, I generally host, and I keep forgetting I'm the guest. So you steer me away. You have the oar. You go wherever you want to go.
No. When you're on the show, it's a conversation. It's not a formal interview. We're not looking to turn it into anything else. This is just like a little treat to all the people that listen to the show, that you get to hear Dean and I extrapolate on nothing.
Just don't talented Mr. Ripley me with the oar you have in your hand. But I want you to steer. I like the idea of kicking back and just letting you wherever it goes, it goes.
Yeah, I know. Well, technically, you consider yourself the host of Night Sweats when we do it.
I guess. Is that what you think? I do the intro and the outro, so I suppose. I mean, I don't think that's like. Yeah. I guess we're co-hosts, I suppose. I don't know. We've
never even discussed this. That's the amazing thing. It's never even come up. It has never come up. Like who's the? Yeah, it's just always just
when we guys go in the air.
Yeah.
It would be great.
I mean, usually before we go in the air, we just say, Dean, do the intro. That's it. And then we go from there.
There you go. That works.
And It's fine. Hey, I'm not trying to denigrate you in any way. I mean, you do a fine job, but it's
I appreciate that.
And you are the normal host of whenever you're doing a show, they always have you with some guy that, well, let's just say wouldn't be a host and go from there.
Oh, wow. Shots fired.
No. I love all the fine people that work at Rotogrinders. I would not.
You might need to this podcast.
I can't draft cheat. I can't see draft cheat, who I'm friends with, but I can't see him starting up a show and doing an opening and things like that. It would just be like, hey, it's draft cheat. Here's who I'm playing at first base.
First of all, you had
you
had to throw that at my face. You said you had to drop that in there. First, you drop J.A. Donde's name. Now you're dropping that you're friends with draft cheat as well. Like,
well,
you know, like, he won't talk.
I'll say this: draft cheat doesn't think we're friends. So if that makes you feel better.
That does make me feel better. I'm happy to know that.
Okay. So let's get that out of the way. So don't worry. The fact that I refer to him as a friend doesn't mean he thinks that. So.
Sure. Fair enough.
So out of the people that you do shows with, who's the one you have to carry the most and who's the one you have to carry the least?
Oh, God. I can't answer that question. Well, when I'm on Night Sweats, I really have to be on my game.
Oh, come on. You have to be like Sisyphus when you're with me. It's like,
hold on.
Pushing that rock the whole show. I know. I
got to Google. Is that the guy that keeps pushing the rock like aimlessly and it never works?
Yes. Pushing a rock, pushing a rock, pushing
That's a great reference if I understood it.
Yeah, you did. See?
Yeah, but I had to just kind of like put it in context. I was playing.
Would Atlas have been better, where you're carrying the whole world on your shoulders?
No, I don't get the Atlas reference either. I'm over 2. References.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess this was our portion of Greek. What's the word? Why can't I think of the word now?
Mythology.
Mythology. Wow, my brain just went there for a second. That was our portion of Greek mythology there. I can say Sisyphus and Atlas, but I can't remember mythology. So I'm useless is the point. But okay, I will not make you answer. How do I answer that question?
There's got to be like a better way to phrase that where I'm not.
Who's the easiest to work with? Who's the easiest to work with out of all your co-hosts?
I like working with everybody. I have a great time with everybody. I will say Pepsi's probably the easiest to have a conversation with. As far just because I maybe it's a surprising this time. I don't know. I talk to him, but he's like the person in the DFS world I talk to more than anybody else. Does that surprise you at all? No,
that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, Pepsi's a very likable, in fact, dare I say, lovable sort that is easy to talk to. Now, granted, once he gets on a roll about desserts and stuff like that, you can't shut him up. But I always look forward to seeing Pepsi at the Roto-Grinders party, which I think I talked about a week or two ago. The big mystery: where will the Roto-Grinders party be this year if it can't be in Vegas?
I have a guess, but I have no idea. I mean, I don't know.
Well, what's your guess?
Well, my guess would have been in the home office, not in Sioux City, Iowa, but in Nashville.
Oh, Nashville would be fun. Nashville would be.
That'd be my first guess, or like DB's backyard. How about that? Dan Bach's backyard.
Oh, yeah, he'd love that.
In Jacksonville? Let's make that happen. He's got a big old pool. At least I know he's a pool.
Isn't Jacksonville just like a giant pavement swamp?
Jacksonville is I've never really spent a lot of time there. I'm from Florida, but Florida is weird. It's like in Florida, the more north you go in Florida, the more southern it gets. Does that make sense?
Yes, I do. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And Jacksonville's pretty north, so. It's my understanding that there's like train tracks in Jacksonville. Like there's like two distinct, there's like different kind of people in Jacksonville. I guess I would say. I don't know. That's
okay.
I don't know. I've never been.
We'll need to bring Dan on to discuss that at some point.
Lead Jacksonville expert Dan Bach.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because Dan could live anywhere. I mean, I understand he's got a wife and kids, and he probably wants to keep them settled. But I am curious why he picked Jacksonville. I mean,
I think
it's not like you or I who can just. Yeah, he can pick any city in the country. He's a well-off man.
Yeah, I could have picked Jacksonville. It's very strange, Duckie. I'm no kids and no wife, none of that going on, and I had to move. I had to get out of Vegas because DFS and Vegas don't see eye to eye. I was basically kicked out. I was evicted, and I looked at the map, and I kind of looked at it coming to America style. I didn't go to Queens or anything, but Charleston it is. Charleston, South Carolina. I never thought in my life I'd live in Charleston, South Carolina, but I've been here about a month or so, and it's treating me well so far. I'm frightened that I can't hear. I've heard nothing DFS-wise as far as legalities and all that, which makes me concerning. But that's like my biggest fear. I guess there's bigger fears, but my biggest fear as far as DFS is if I get up and move out of Vegas, and now all of a sudden somehow something funky happens in South Carolina. So keep your fingers crossed for me.
I will. Actually, next week my guest is Hesh Hambazaza.
Oh, Alabama's own.
And we're gonna discuss. He lives in Alabama, which is one of the states that got hit, and we're gonna discuss how do you adjust to not having DFS in your life. What is he gonna do? Things like that. So
talk to the wife, talk to the kids. How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. It's gonna be. I haven't prepped for that show yet. So odds are we'll end up talking about Chinese takeout in Alabama, which is what we always talk about when we get Ash involved. It's the running joke that they have Chinese takeout in Alabama and what's it like. So, but surprisingly, I will say LA Chinese takeout not as good as you think it would be.
Really, that does surprise me.
There's not a lot of good Chinese restaurants where I live. I'm sure in other parts of LA near Chinatown, obviously it's great, but on the west side here in Santa Monica, it's not a lot of great Chinese. I end up eating like PF Chang's and stuff like that, which is not really Chinese food.
It's good though, PF Chang's. But I've been to LA twice in my life, like 2 different occasions, and I went to the same restaurant 2 times because I liked the restaurant that really I thought it was really good the first time I went there, and I was with a different set of friends, and we were looking for a place to hit up because we were just out there. My brother and my brother's friend came out to to Vegas right before I left. Basically, we took a day trip over to LA, and then we also wandered over to the Playboy Mansion. You've probably been to this restaurant many times, I'm guessing. The place where they invented the French dip, Philippe's.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
that's like a landmark. I mean, that place is a gold mine. They make $1 billion there.
They do pretty well for themselves. If you get a gimmick in LA in terms of food, you'll last for 100 years, and they are in that category. Pink's Hot Dogs is not going anywhere. Philippe's is not going anywhere. Tito's Tacos. There's certain places.
Tito sounds legit. I'll trust Tito. I'll trust Tito before I trust Cox Communications.
Yeah, I would trust Tito's Tacos more than Cox Communications. In fact, Tito's Tacos, since we did put you on the show, if somehow you find out about this, I should get some free Tito's Tacos out of this equation.
Should I tell him Duckie sent me? Is that a thing? Like 10% off, or how does that work?
Yeah, if you tell people Duckie sent you, it will get you nothing, but maybe it'll start something where they go, who's Duckie? And then we can... I was going to say it in Spanish, and then I realized I would butcher saying who's Duckie in Spanish. So
Warriors of Spanish here, and I can't help you out. I got nothing. I'm not the right life finder.
Yeah, I was going to end up saying where's Duckie, which is not the same thing.
Donde? Duckie.
Donde está Duckie? Yeah, I was like... but it's Duckie. No, is this Duckie? That's.
By the way, you mentioned The Walking Dead. We talked about it briefly on the Twitter machine. First of all, a lot of people were very upset. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but a lot of people were very upset with The Walking Dead. They didn't like the finale. I thought the finale was pretty good. I liked the build-up. That was really solid. But more of a general conversation. People were upset that there was a cliffhanger. Like The Walking Dead invented the idea of cliffhangers. Like no other show. Were these people still angry when who shot JR? I gotta wait 7 months. This is BS. It's like The Walking Dead didn't invent cliffhangers. Okay, they have a cliffhanger. You gotta wait 7 months, whatever it is. Be patient. Wait, what's the problem? Yeah,
especially because the show is broken up each season's broken up into 2 parts. So it's technically just a little 3-month respite until they get to it. It's not even 6-7 months like a normal TV show was. That's number one. Number two, my problem wasn't that they had a cliffhanger. It's just that I wasn't interested in the cliffhanger. Well, I didn't care who died.
Well, Duckie, spoiler alert.
Well,
no?
You already said spoiler alert, so.
No, we didn't.
It's like,
we didn't put the official word out there.
But you said spoiler alert to start this conversation, so I consider that means the next 2 minutes.
Not even implied. I think it was implied, but it was never officially unleashed. People are going to complain. Well, they're going to riot. They're not going to be happy.
Okay, well, it's been over a month. If you didn't see it, screw you. Because
that's the other thing. What are the rules on that? Because, like, first of all, there's plenty of things. I want to argue about this so much, but not argue, but I want to talk it out because like some people will give spoilers live, which those are the worst people. Those people immediately get unfollowed on Twitter, and I'll never talk to them again. That's it. We're done. You should know better. We live in a society.
Those are eighth circle of hell people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's.
They just want to watch.
See, I'm even throwing in literature now. It's Dante's Inferno. See, I'm on fire today. Greek mythology, Dante's Inferno. Okay.
Pierce Brosnan will be impressed.
I might throw some John Updike in a minute, so we'll find out. But
you got to know your audience. So not my wheelhouse. Literature.
So not anybody that's listening to this show's wheelhouse. It's like, who's John Updike? I'll be like, oh, all right.
So like, and also people, when the Netflix now, that changes everything because, people, the new season of House of Cards comes out and people are like live. They stay up all night and watch all 12 hours. You're like, what? Don't you know to enjoy something? Can't you just like let it be? Like, there's a certain process.
I haven't gotten through Daredevil yet. I've seen like 9 of the 13 episodes.
I saw
and that's been on for a month.
That's the first season, and I still don't know if I liked it or not. Like, I'm not a comic book guy, so I'm not the person to ask. But somebody recommended it to me. They said, "Oh, you'd like it anyway. Trust me." And I haven't. It was okay. It was all right. And it was one of those things where I would sort of do other stuff as I'm watching it. So at a certain point, I made up my mind like I'm not 100% dedicated to it. So
yeah, I'm a Daredevil fan. He's my favorite superhero. If I have a favorite superhero, it's Daredevil. So
okay,
but
that's ridiculous.
But, I mean, the
dude is blind and he's dodging bullets. They can just shoot him. Like the show should be over.
Yes, he has superpowers. Okay, well that's fine. I'm not going to get into this. Since we've done like 20 minutes already, and we haven't even got to any of the topics people wanted us to talk about.
I want to yell more about spoilers, personally.
Oh, well, okay, wait. Just to go back to Walking Dead. Walking Dead. I almost said Talking Dead, but just to go back to Walking Dead. My problem with the show is that Rick does the wrong thing every time. And they all follow him. Every time he makes the wrong decision. If you go through the history of decisions Rick made, it's never the right decision. Somebody dies from Rick's decisions. And nobody has stopped him and gone, you know what? Every time you make a decision, one of us dies.
It's too bad George Costanza's not there because he would explain to him if every decision you make is wrong, just do the opposite.
Yeah, we live in a society. Yeah, so with zombies, it would be.
I guess my thought process is there's with Netflix and the way people watch shows now, nobody's appreciating the shows. Like people plow through and you watch 6 or 7 or 9 episodes on a weekend, whatever it is, and there's something to. I know I sound like old guy or whatever, but there's something to like. Watching your show on Sunday night and then waiting the entire week and kind of thinking about it, let it jump in your brain a couple times a week, say, oh, yeah, that's going to happen. Oh, I wonder how it's going to work out. And just kind of letting it sit there instead of just like instant gratification, and then, oh, now what do I do because everything's over?
Well, it's like Hulu or you're obviously a Hulu or Amazon person. I think one of those two does weekly episodes now. I can't remember which one.
I like that. I wasn't aware
I
of
don't have either of this.
I have Amazon. I don't have Hulu.
Whichever one does it, one of them releases in 1 episode a week. They're doing it the old-fashioned way. But Netflix is just there. It is. There's everything.
Enjoy, splurge.
Yeah, and I mean, some people enjoy going through 9 episodes in one sitting. I could do about 3 in one sitting. That's about my peak.
I'm trying. What's the most what's the series that you flew through the fastest where you couldn't help yourself?
Let me think about Kimmy Schmidt. I went through really fast.
I enjoyed Kimmy Schmidt. I like the.
Yeah, it's coming up this Friday. I really enjoyed it. I love Ellie Kemper. I think she's
lovely.
Great. Yeah, I got to that in 2 days.
She's lovely.
I watched half of it.
Tina Fey is great too.
Yes. Oh, hey, if Tina Fey, if I went to high school with her, I probably wouldn't have realized she was hot. But it's like she probably would have been in my wheelhouse. So
I think I think her story was that she was heavier and she lost a lot of weight once she was a writer at SNL, and I think at some point she lost like 40 or 50 pounds.
Oh, well, then I probably would have.
I mean, not to say she couldn't have been hot at 40 or 50 pounds heavier. I'm not sure.
No. Knowing me, I probably would have not noticed, and then it would have been too late. Because that's because I'm vain. I live in Los Angeles. Of course I'm vain. So it goes without saying. Okay, so one of our loyal fans, I'm using fan loosely, by the way. One of our loyal devotees, I don't know what would be the right thing. We asked a few people to answer some questions or give us some topics to talk about during the show. And one of them, the Chuckler, came up with a large list of Mount Rushmores. I'm not going to do Mount Rushmores because there's another guy that does the Mount Rushmore thing, and I don't want to bite off that. So
Hockman, Bill Simmons, who are you talking about?
Yeah. I don't want to. I thought we'd just call it we'd go Triple Crown. We'd go 3.
Well, that's even harder.
What, knocking it down to 3? You'd rather have like 8?
Give me like a jury.
The octagon. You want a jury. You want 12 angry. Okay. Well, he gave us a few. I'm not going to do all of them because, first off, Sandler movies, there aren't 3 good Sandler movies, so I won't even try that one. But
the best Sandler movie, there's 2. There's 2 really good Sandler movies, and I'm probably going to get nobody's going to agree with me in this, but the one where he goes to Hawaii with the coupons, the great director.
Oh, yeah, Punch Drunk Love. Yeah, that would be really like good. The one. Yeah, I like that one too. But,
and of course, the great.
Of course they do. It's the pretentious director.
And
wait, which one?
Philip Seymour Hoffman's in that movie as well. He's like a swindler or something.
Yes, he is. Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Emily Watson. Yeah, it's an actual real movie, and all real Sandler fans probably hated it. So.
Hey, this sucks. Put on Magnificent 6.
Yeah, I know. I need poop. Where are my poop jokes? How can I watch a Sandler movie without fart noises? There's
the one where they go in the woods. The one where they go in the woods where basically it's like, hey, Kevin James, Rob Schneider, David Spade, you guys want to hang out for 2 months? And as we're hanging out, I guess we'll just sort of film a movie. We're kind of like see what happens. There's like 4 different scenes of farts. Like 4.
It's really weird because there's a genre of film right now called mumblecore. Have you ever heard about this?
No, but I want to learn about it. Go ahead.
Okay, mumblecore are these really low budget movies, like the Duplass brothers who did Togetherness. They are the originators of mumblecore.
I like Togetherness.
Well, it ended, so I hope you enjoyed.
Oh, it's over.
Last night was the last episode. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. They got canceled.
Yeah, they didn't go a 3rd season, so they kind of tied everything up real fast. But
I have 1 episode left.
Well, there you go. I want no spoilers then. But they're these real low budget movies. Usually they're ad-libbed, and they're just real casual, small story kind of movies. And in a weird way, Grown Ups is Adam Sandler's version of a mumblecore movie. Where it's just, we're going to all do this and whatever comes out of it, great. And the difference is they get paid millions of dollars, and mumblecore movies usually cost $3,800 to make. So it's so they have that going for them. But yeah, I don't think there's any real plot in any of those movies.
The other one, by the way, I really like Funny People. I know a lot of people think it was a little too long. I thought Funny People was excellent.
Yeah, Funny People needed about 30 minutes cut off, but it was good. And it's probably the second best Sandler movie. Oh,
so we agree on this. That will be your 1-2 as well?
Yeah, that would be my 1-2. And
best comedy. Give me like the best of those. If you had to pick one, is it like Zohan? Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with when you
was kind of funny. Zohan was kind of funny, and Waterboy was kind of funny in a weird way.
Is it a lot like when you actually see it? Like, for example, like if you've never seen it, if you never saw, well, it doesn't matter when you see Jack and Jill, you just know it's a terrible movie. But like if you saw Zohan today, maybe you wouldn't think it's as funny as when you see it if you're 13 or if you're 15. Like a lot of that sort of comedy's weird like that.
Yeah, it really depends when you see. I mean, there's certain movies that I probably would have enjoyed much more seeing as an adult that I saw as a kid, and I just was like, oh, I don't get it.
And vice versa.
I mean, it's like Doctor Strangelove. You got to watch now. I can't believe I went from Adam Sandler to Doctor Strangelove. But anyway, Doctor Strangelove you have to watch as an adult. You watch that movie as a 14-year-old, you're missing a lot that's going on in that movie.
I just can't believe the cobbler's not been brought up in this conversation.
Yeah, we never got to the cobbler. I mean, Chuckler, we owed that till we were going to do a live tweeting of the cobbler, and we didn't get there. I would probably put those would be the two I would probably put in that genre of it because I know everybody loves Happy Gilmore. I thought it tried too hard. I thought it was
it's a fun whatever kind of movie, but like again, if I saw Happy Gilmore for the first time today, would I think it's just as bad as like just go with it or That's My Boy? It has to be better than those movies, right? I think it is.
I would think. Well, Sandler's gotten lazier each movie.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
I mean, at least he was trying something at those early stage
Little
movies.
Nicky.
But okay. Oh dear God. All right. Yeah, I worked at the studio release. They didn't do Little Nicky, but I saw a lot. The only reason I saw a lot of these movies was because I was at the studio that was doing them, and you'd go see them, and I'd just be like, God, that's a waste of my time. But then it would make $100 million. So, good for them. Cool. Second topic, female comedians. Now, are we talking all time or are we talking current? What do you think we should do?
Well, okay, so who would be throwing the conversation that isn't in the conversation? Like who would Carol Burnett? Time? Like who would pop up that you wouldn't think of? I mean,
Carol Burnett would be up there, and I love Gilda Radner.
I don't know enough about Gilda Radner. I've only seen.
I love Gilda Radner, so I think I would. So let's go current, just because it's easier. I think, but I mean, those two would be on my list if we're talking.
I like Sarah Silverman.
I think Sarah Silverman definitely. I've seen her live, and she's a lovely lady. If she's somehow gets this high, But
did you have a moment? Did you sit like in the front row or something, or?
I was about 20th row. I think it was for that Jesus is Magic movie she made.
Yeah, I thought that was good. It was an HBO special. The HBO special had like 70 people there or something like that. It was really intimate.
I've been to that place, but I wasn't there for that show. But I was at the Jesus is Magic show, so I was in the audience for that. So you don't see me though. She's clever. I mean, really, you're talking her.
You got Schumer in the conversation. Who else do you have?
Schumer would have to be in the conversation. I mean, Trainwreck turned out good. I
watched Trainwreck for the first time about a week ago or so. It popped up on the HBO.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Popped up on the HBO. You are such an 80-year-old man. It's just,
well, I have the app.
Do you watch it on the HBO? Okay. Well, anyway,
I watched it on the Xbox actually.
Yeah. Actually. Oh, what's her name? One of the best stand-up specials I saw was the girl from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And why can't I think of it?
Chelsea something? Chelsea
Peretti.
There you go.
Chelsea Peretti. She did this really odd stand-up special because she just added all these random audience reactions. It'd be like somebody holding a goat or like a clown sitting in the audience looking angry or whatever. It's like she just re-edited the whole thing where she had these complete off the subject audience reactions to her comedy, and it just made it 10 times funnier. So I think it was called One of the Greats. Might have been that one.
Cummings, are you a fan?
No. I mean, she's okay, but I think she's a little too aware of herself.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Just throwing Rita Rutner, is she still doing her thing?
Rita Rutner.
I think she's like somewhere in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure Rita Rutner right now is playing a stage in Vegas to 400 to 600 middle-aged people and doing a great job.
There you go.
So,
what about your favorite female on SNL? Not the current, like the last 10 years. You're going to say whatever, Rita, whatever her name is, Ratner?
Well, yeah, all time it would be Gilda Radner. But if we're going last, I mean, there's only really two people you'd have to put on that. It's Kristen Wiig
And
or Kate McKinnon.
Or Tina Fey. No?
Well, it's Tina Fey too, but Tina Fey didn't do a lot of, a sketch material.
No.
I mean, Tina Fey was great on Update. If you're talking Update anchor, she was great. But I mean,
what's the best part of the show? It's Update.
Yeah, I guess, but it's hard to pick when you have like Kate McKinnon does so many funny characters.
She's solid. She's definitely grown on me. I think she's really impressive.
And Kristen Wiig always, had like 10 memorable characters on the show. It's hard.
Little hit miss, Kristen Wiig. Little hit miss for me.
Yeah, I mean, well,
the baby arms thing. I don't know. Like the Target employee. I didn't like. She's a talent for sure, but I don't know. I'm sort of
okay.
I'm just
Fair
not
enough.
like I can't wait to see the new Kristen Wiig movie. She's fine.
Yeah, well,
that's
Kristen
Wiig
Wiig
movie. Nobody wants to see that, right?
Hard to say. I've got friends that a lot of jobs count on that movie doing well. I
hope it does well for their sake.
I'm rooting. Yeah, I'm rooting for them. So I may put down the $15 just out of courtessy. But,
oh boy, just give them each like $3.
I'm not saying no.
How many friends?
Yeah,
5? Just give me each $3.
Yeah, that might be an option. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm not going to do tilting DFS moments, but in the history of our show, there have been some great tilting DFS moments for people we know, and I won't say any of them Boggs Light. So,
oh come on, that's not right.
No, I know. I'm sorry.
I wasn't on the show then. But I've heard the
Boggs
stories of. I've heard the legends of.
Boggs Light was tough there, and then I mean the biggest tilting moment. I want him on the show eventually. So the worst, but I think you know what the worst one was. Had to do with golf, and we'll just leave.
Oh
it at that.
Yeah, there you go. Sure, the chopper of heads.
Yeah, that was. By the way, that actually yesterday, somebody had to be sitting in first place with Jordan Spieth going into that 12th hole, already like planning on what they're going to buy with the $1 million, right? I mean, you have to think about it.
I don't watch any golf at all. My brother happened to be over with this kid, with my nephew, and he was watching the golf and he couldn't believe what was going on. But actually, my nephew was playing Xbox, and I was letting. I don't know. I'm a new uncle now. Like, I mean, I've always been an uncle, but like I've never really been in his life because we live far apart. But now, like, right. I see him like every week, and now I'm like sort of like learning how to do this thing, and I feel like I have to rent Uncle Buck because he was really good, right? Like, just how do you make giant pancakes?
How do you make what pancakes?
Remember Uncle Buck made giant pancakes?
Oh, the really huge pancakes? You got to have a gigantic pan. That's how you do it.
I got to get one of those.
Turn on all 4 burners and just have a giant pan, I would think.
Here's my dilemma that I'm getting at. My brother, like, he was watching the golf on his phone, so he was like, oh my God, hole in one and hit off this ball. And I'm like, I just can't get too excited.
But think about that though, because golf's different than the other sports. I mean, I guess the only other difference would be if you are in first place in a baseball tournament and your pitcher just implodes.
Yeah.
It would be the same thing because the guy who was in first, or woman who was in first for Jordan Spieth, I mean, it's distinctly possible after that one hole they fell down to 3,000th.
Yeah, I suppose. Possible. Well, I'm sure you basically need the nuts. I mean, there's so many lineups there. You kind of need the nuts, and if like anything bad happens, you're in trouble. 3,000th
is like $75.
Yeah, which at that point, it's the most bitter $75 in the world.
Yeah, it's $1 million to $75. It's like on Plinko when you think you're about to hit the 10,000 thing and it goes into zero.
Plinko is so rigged, like man.
That. Oh, come on,
Plinko. The asshole on Plinko who doesn't go for the 5,000, like goes with the easy 700 in the corners. That guy I can't talk to.
Is there anybody that does that? I think people just throw and hope they hit.
Who's a bigger asshole, that guy or the asshole who after somebody bids $1 goes, oh, I got it, $2, boom, $1.
But would you do that if you thought it was right?
No, I would say like 17.
If you're in the
I would say
spot,
$17.
The fact that somebody goes $1 in the third position, they
Risky
should be
move.
punished.
That's a ballsy move.
Yeah, they should be punished for that. If the first two people go in same numbers, and then a third guy goes 1, you have to go 2.
Well, like I didn't think it was going to be cheaper. If that guy thinks it's cheaper, hell, I'm going to say it's cheaper. But my point is,
but I mean, like,
risk.
if the first guy says, if the first guy, it's like a surfboard. The first guy goes $18,000.
Yeah, good luck,
the
buddy.
second guy goes 18,001, and then the third person goes $1. I mean, you have to go 2.
No, that's the part that bothers me. You don't have to go 2. No, you have. Why don't you say $112? What? There's no harm in that. Just have some fun with it at that point.
112 just is basically saying, I know this thing is not $112. I'm just pretending that you have a little room, and I'm still screwing with you. I think it's more insulting to go $112.
Yeah, just give the guy some false hope.
Because you know the things like, yeah, it's false hope. It's like,
maybe it's $111.
It's like, I still have a chance. This surfboard could be $111. No, it's not. It's like $1,000. You know,
it's like, for people who've never seen a surfboard in their life. Like, I have no idea how much this thing costs. I've never used one. I never shopped for one. Okay, that guy seems trustworthy. But yeah, that is one of my talk about bucket lists. We'll bring it home that way. My bucket list is to be on Price is Right and one ups the guy. It says $1. I want to say $117 or $112, and just showcase Showdown it right in front of his face.
Next time you're going to the Playboy Mansion, maybe we'll try to work out a Price is Right.
They put a good word with me. I'm all about spading the animals. But Drew, maybe Drew Carey. We were once considered doppelgangers. I gained weight and you lost weight.
I get that all the time too. So if we both went there, there's a distinct chance they'll pick one of us because we both kind of look like Drew Carey. It's like we might get picked. You never know.
I wanted to ask you.
It's entirely possible. So
I got sidetracked, but I wanted to ask you, what are the rules here? Again, my nephew was over here. My brother was playing. He was watching the golf on his phone. I was playing Xbox, like RBI Baseball. They like have a new version of it for the Xbox, like with new teams. And I'm sure you played RBI Baseball as a child on Nintendo, right? Yes or no? Yeah, it was amazing.
Yes.
So I let him win every single game. What are the rules on that? Like any. Like, am I supposed to let him win? Am I supposed to try my best? How does this work? You're an uncle too, right?
I have two. I'm an uncle. They're too young right now to really affect that, but I have godchildren.
All right.
And I used to beat them in everything. I didn't care.
No mercy.
We'd play poker. No mercy. Well, I'm not the great Santini. I'm not like,
Would you sweep the leg?
I don't sweep the leg. No, but for the most part, if we're playing something, they were smart kids. If the kid's helpless, I understand throwing him a bone, but I doubt your nephew is helpless, so I won't go that route. But if the kid has a chance where he could win on his own, I turned the game.
I turned like the automatic fielding because it just helps him put the guys in place, and I can't get anything by him. His fielders go all to the right spot. Yeah. And the other part is he gets, the pitchers get tired as the game progresses. He'll say, listen, you can't change your pitcher. So I have, I have like Wei Yi Chen out there in the 8th inning, and he's throwing like 55 miles per hour, and he's going like back.
Why do you have Wei Yi Chen out there in the first place? I know. Was that part of the? Was that part of the punishment that you had to have Wei Yi Chen out there?
I don't remember who. We played several games. They all kind of meshed together, but I keep getting beat. And, I think what the problem is I set a precedent where he's going to win every time, and now I can't revert it. I can't say all of a sudden, you know what, I'm going to start beating him next week because I don't think he'll take it well.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Send in your suggestions.
My attitude sort of is we have a problem with kids being treated like they're all too special and things like that. And by the way, how long is the show going on right now? How long are we? We about an hour already?
Probably.
We are.
We tend to
We started late, I know. But so we'll end on this because we can't go any further. Kids, I think kids need to be reminded they can get beat because generation of children are the softest bunch of kids I've ever seen, and they're all going to get destroyed. Not my nephew and niece or my godchildren. I'm not saying that, so these people are listening, but it seems like enough of them are just we gotta baby them and show them they're special. It's like they're going to get destroyed in the real world.
I think there's a George
if they
Carlin
keep
bit,
getting treated like that.
as far as the names. You ever hear the George Carlin bit as far as the names? Like stronger names.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's just kind of what I thought of in my head.
Yes.
So there you go.
It's similar to that. Yeah, you got to make kids tough. It's like every once in a while they got to lose. And if they cry because they lose, then they have a choice. They could either never play it again, which certainly don't want them to, or they could try to beat you. And that's when you know the kid's got some stones on them. So that's the general thing.
Duckie,
but,
I hear the
Dean,
Apollo clown.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead. That's the Apollo clown. I think I hear, right?
Yeah, I know. I think we better cut because Dan's gonna go. Oh my God! They went for 2.5 hours. They did a whole night's sweats.
Yeah,
well, and I don't want to do that to the people.
Yeah, I'm just shocked.
Honestly,
can we get like a secret message? How about this? Can we do this, Duckie? Can we give like a secret message out there? And like if they made it this far, they tweet us like 17 or something like that. And that means they made it this far in the podcast.
Oh, okay. Okay, if you listen to the whole broadcast, right back to me and Dean with the phrase, "The hills have eyes."
And where would they write us, Duckie?
That's what we're going with. On Twitter, at Duckie Succumbs and at DFS_almanac, right?
There you go.
Correct? It's an underscore, right?
I believe so. That was
you're an underscored person. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, well, you have to be. I understand. So if you write "The hills have eyes" to us,
what do they win?
Know you listen to the whole show. They win our gratitude. I'll say that.
And give us Plinko tips. And
if we get enough people to write to us with "The hills have eyes," we'll work out some kind of Roto Grinders gift bag type thing or a T-shirt. We'll have Emacs send something out to the people. You know, that's
there you go.
We'll work something out. It won't happen, but we'll say it's going to happen. I believe in you. I believe it'll happen. So my guess is that the producers hear the show, they cut it into 2 parts. You watch right now. It's like, it's too much. So
fair enough.
All right. Yeah. When I see the time.
A cliffhanger? It's going to be like The Walking Dead? What was the cliffhanger in our podcast?
Cliffhanger was, wait, this is a treasure map? Dun, dun, dun.
Tune in next time.
Okay. Yeah, tune in next time when Dean and Sean figure out what that treasure map's for. Okay. It's my show. You don't get to holler.
Sorry.
Thanks everybody for listening. Next week, it's Hesh. Show will probably be half as long. No offense to Hesh. I just assume Dean and I, you're going to be tired of hearing Dean and I ramble for an hour and 28 minutes or whatever this show ended up being. So thank you. Come back again. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, at Duckie Succumbs on Twitter. Take care. Good night, Grinders.